Hi, I wanted to share a Bible verse with you all. John 3:16. This is a well-known verse for a lot of people. I've had it memorized for a long time. But I'm just going through my Bible and this one stood out to me and I wanted to share it with you. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." If you're reading through the Bible for the first time, it can be challenging and it can be difficult to understand, especially Old Testament, when you're going through like Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. They can be challenging. But one of the things I really love about the Bible is when you get into the New Testament and you read things like John 3:16, it's like a breath of fresh air. You realize that every moment in the Bible, good, bad, everything, all led up to one momentous moment. And that is when God sent his Son Jesus Christ to die on the cross for you, for me, for all of us. Because he loved us. That's how much God loves us. And he loves all of us, whether we're saved, unsaved, fallen away, backslidden, whatever the case may be, whatever you've done in your life, God loves you. And there's nothing you can say or do that can separate you from the love of Christ. Nothing at all. And when it says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that's when he sent Jesus, who lived as a man, as human on this earth, just like you and me. He had the same struggles, Sorry, my husband was calling. He's got baseball practice with the boys. So where did I leave off? There's no really sure way for me to know, but I know I was telling you about how Jesus actually came to earth. He was born from Mary, a virgin, and his earthly father was Joseph, and he actually lived as a man like you and me. The only difference is he lived a perfectly sinless life, but he knew what hunger was, he knew what pain was, what sorrow was, what heartbreak was. He knew all that. He had all the emotions that we have, anger, sadness, everything. So the fact that he came to earth, fully man, but fully God, to die for us and everything he went through for us just shows how much God loves us. Because Jesus didn't have to come to earth and go through the torture and everything that he went through for us, but he wanted to out of a love for us. And he was flogged. Basically, like these little mace-like tools were beaten into his backs and sides to the point it ripped flesh from his bones. And he was spit on. He had a crown of thorns pushed into his head. It caused him to bleed. He was beaten. He was kicked. He was forced to carry his own cross up to the hill of Golgotha to be crucified. And then they crucified him. They hung him on a cross. And that is a horrible way to die. If you look it up, you're basically suffocating on yourself while trying to hold yourself up so that you're not suffocating. And it's a painful, horrible way to die, and you suffer the whole time. And the whole time leading up to this, he was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane to the point where he was actually sweating blood. He was so scared. But he did it for us. And then the second part of this verse says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. That's basically telling us that if you put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, you're not going to go to hell. You're not going to perish. You're not going to suffer. You're going to live for all eternity with Jesus Christ in heaven with your family and loved ones who also put their faith in Jesus Christ. I can't emphasize that enough. And it leads us right into verse 17. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. God doesn't want us to perish. He doesn't want us to go to hell. He doesn't want us to be separated from him. He doesn't want us to suffer. He wants us to turn and put our faith and trust in him so that we can be saved and spend eternity with him. And heaven is a place you want to be at. You want to go there. Not only is it an eternity with someone who loves you more than anybody in this world could ever love you, there's no pain, there's no sickness, there's no disease, there's no suffering, There's no hate. There's none of that. None of the stuff you see in the world today will be in heaven. It's going to be happiness, joy, peace, kindness, love, everything you want in the world. And it's all going to be right in heaven. And you get your own mansions in heaven filled with things that you love. It's going to be amazing. And you want you to go, and you want your friends and family to go. So definitely share that message with your friends and loved ones. God doesn't wish for any of us to perish. He doesn't wish for any of us to suffer because he loves us so much. And I want you guys to know how much he loves you. And if that's just from hearing it from me talk about it in the video, then I'm glad you could hear the message. I want you to hear the message. And if you have any questions about salvation or how to put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, I am here for you. I will drop everything in a heartbeat. I will run to my Bible. I will share with you Bible verses that say, this is how you do it. This is all you got to do. It's that simple. And I will guide you through it, and I will be your biggest prayer warrior. One thing about me is if I say I'm praying for you, I am legitimately praying for you. I have a notebook over here I keep right next to me at all times. It is filled with everybody who I've said I was going to pray for and the reason they wanted prayers. I pray for you, and I go through that book every day in my prayers. I'm not even joking. And I pray every night for over everybody. I love everybody, and I don't want any of you to perish either. I want you guys to know that putting your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, not only will it change your life, but it's so worth it. There's so many benefits to it. And one of them is just getting to be with your friends and families in heaven. It's going to be amazing. Hang on, I'm drawing a blank. Before I found Jesus Christ, I was suicidal. I was full of depression. My mental health, my bipolar was out of control. And I was full of anger and hate and everything that you could think of. There was more wrong with me than could count. And I'm not saying medication didn't help and play a part, but what I am saying is that I found Jesus before I found access to medication. And when I put my faith and trust in Jesus Christ, I don't have nearly as bad episodes of depression. My mood swings are more under control. I am happy. For the first time in my life, I was happy when I put my faith in Jesus Christ. And I found joy that only Christ can bring. And that can be yours too. It really can. It's not difficult. It's an easy thing to do. And I want more than anything to help you realize that and find your way there. I love you guys, and if I can pray for you in any way, shape, or form, let me know. And if you have questions about salvation, let me know. I am more than happy to give those answers.